Hey y'all, I'm back. We're going to continue talking about the importance of eating at the table, okay? And tonight we're going to talk about the home is where the heart is formed. I want to read something to you, okay? Throughout scripture, we see that God has conferred dignity and sanctity on the institution of the home. God established the first family in the Garden of Eden, and he gave Adam and Eve clear instructions about his design for marriage and family. I think it is significant that God set the family in order before giving the law and before sending his son to the cross. Isn't that something? God cares so much, okay? The home is where the hearts are formed. No matter how much we may try to base our lives on something else, such as sports, education, national security, economics, or even the church, we cannot change the reality that all the physical, emotional, and spiritual development in the human soul starts at home. Did you hear that? Let me read that part again. We cannot change the reality that all of the physical, emotional, and spiritual development in the human soul starts at home. So no matter what else you do, oftentimes people may say things like, we're always going to church or this, that, and the other. But how many of you know spiritual development first starts at home? How many of you know that home is your first ministry, okay? Because your mate, your children, or whatever, they first learn from you. So it's up to you to set the atmosphere. And what I'm talking about tonight is something as simple as a family meal. Eating at the table and encouraging you to set the table. We have already said it does not have to be fancy. It can be as simple as paper plates or fine china. But the important thing is that you sit down at the table, okay? However, in our society, the home has often ceased to be the center of family activity. Instead of spending time together in the evenings, gathered around the table to share stories and relate with one another, moms and dads and children are frequently splintered in different directions: work, daycare centers, baseball diamonds, football fields, dance studios, gymnasiums, civic centers, and so on. Even excessive church activities usurp the time a family needs at home. And in and of itself, none of those things are bad. The sports, the dance, the church, all of those are actually good things. But the point that she is trying to make here, and I want to express as well, is that it should not exceed, your time at home, the quality time that you have at home. So make sure that before you take on another activity or meeting or position, that you say, how is this going to affect my family? Check in, just see what the atmosphere of the home is first before you say yes. I can recall raising my daughter. There were certain things that were presented to me, and I wanted to be a part of, but I knew this is not the time. I said, no, maybe later, because it was just going to mess up the order of our home, from school, to my job and, her activities. It was no way I could fit that in, so it's okay to say no. If you know that you have certain obligations, be it to your mate, your child, or just your body, so you won't be just so taxed running here and there and you don't even have time for yourself. Just check in to see, is this the right time? Like I say, none of these things are bad, but you have to make sure, is the time now or is this something I can do later? Okay? Let's continue. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. We are so busy shuttling our children to various sports and activities that most of our family dinners come from a fast food window and are gulped down in the backseat of a car. Isn't that the truth? Think about it, because if you, let's say you got to get out of work. Oh, I got to hurry up and get so-and-so here, there. Oh, let's just stop by whatever fast food establishment. Let's run through the drive-thru, grab something, eat on the go. So it's a constant hustle and bustle. And there is a time in life, especially if your child is active or you have more than one child and this one have to go there and that one have to go here. So there is a season for that, but on those off days, see if you can center your home. Well, okay, but this is the day that we're going to have our family meal. I know we couldn't do it Monday, Tuesday, or whatever, but maybe Wednesday and Thursday we can sit at the table. Maybe Saturday and Sunday, however that works, see how many days you can just slow it down so you can hear what's going on and ask, open-ended questions, not just, well, how are you? And they may say fine, but no, well, actually, so what was the highlight of your day? So what happened today? Any good news or anything exciting happening? Encouraging the conversation, okay? And let's continue. Okay. A recent study by Roper Public Affairs and Media found that 80% of Americans feel that it's hard to find the time to eat together regularly. 80%, that's a lot. That's almost 100%. So is that good or is that bad? I mean, do you have to be that busy? Do you? Are there some things that may be better in a different season? Because 80%, that's a lot. What happened to the dignity and sanctity of the home? How did we move so far off course? How did we move so far off course? What's happening here? In this chapter, we will see why the value of the home has slowly eroded, and then we will explore practical ways you can put together the broken pieces of your family to restore the dignity and sanctity of your home by setting the table. And you may say, well, setting the table, how is it going to do all of that? Try it and see. And continue to do it, because what you're going to see is going to be a time of laughter, a time of, just great conversation, a time of learning, a time of imparting. So much happens at the table. Business deals are made at the table. You know what I'm saying? We come to the table. So when it comes to your family, if there is something, let's say maybe we can put this activity off and put this on another day so that we can have a family meal tonight. It does not always have to be an extravagant meal. It just whatever that you can do to have that meal on the table, do that. Okay? Let's see. This is good. As Christians, we have an enemy who fears the presence of God. Satan knows that he cannot overpower God, so he seeks to undermine God's authority in our lives. And one of Satan's most effective strategies is to keep us so busy that we are no longer at home. Isn't that something? Just ripping and running. At home or can't even enjoy it because we just going back and forth. But listen, it's time to change the trajectory. Okay? Set the table, gather the family around, have those conversations, and I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference because you have everyone's undivided attention. They're going to enjoy that meal no matter what it is. If you say, you know what, I can only afford baked beans, but guess what? Baked beans are delicious, nutritious, and healthy for you. So hey, have some baked beans. Have some, whatever you want to have. Try to make sure that hey, you're showing love by preparing a delicious and healthy meal for your family, setting the table, and just enjoying the conversation. You're creating a memory, and you are imparting more than you realize. I'm going to stop it there because I don't want to keep it too long. I want to make sure that, hey, you just digest what I've shared so far. All right. Thank you so much for joining. And remember, set the table, enjoy the table, and what else? Yes. The home is where our hearts are formed. Remember that, okay? Thank you for joining, and I'll see you the next time.